Good morning, buenos dias. Welcome to Cafecito Wednesday with the GRHCC. My name is Carmen Linus. I'm the current chair for the Greater Riverside Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We started our Cafecito Wednesdays to keep everybody updated. Just a few rules. If you have any questions for our panelists, please make sure you use our Q&A box on the bottom. We will have a Q&A section at the end, but we will try to answer all the questions throughout. If there's anything that you would like to see on Cafecito Wednesday that we haven't spoken about yet, please feel free to reach out to us as well via our website. Today for our agenda, we have Art Alcaraz and Alexandra Leon from the Riverside Latino Network. We have Jay Barber, who's going to be our member spotlight. We are going to have a COVID local legal update and our chamber and partner update. To start us off today, it is with great pleasure that I am going to be introducing Art and Alexandra from the Riverside Latino Network. The Latino Network began 20 years ago in the summer of 1993. The mission of the Latino Network is to address community issues affecting and impacting the Latino community in Riverside and surrounding areas, and provides a vehicle for dissemination of information and sharing of resources. Art Alcaraz is the current board member, past chair, and he has lived in Riverside since he was a toddler. He attended RCC and Cal Poly and went into human resources for 42 years. He has been teaching at UCR since 2014 and also teaches at RCCD Economic Development's customized training program. Alexandra Leon is their current executive director. Welcome, Art and Alexandra.
All right, thank you. So does that mean we start now?
Yes.
All right. No, thank you for having us. This is our second meeting this morning. We had a Latino Network meeting this morning, and we're glad to join you. I don't have my coat on, so I don't have my Latino Network pin on, but here it is right here. So if anybody from Latino Network asks, did Art have his pin on? Aquí está. All right. No, in the summer of 1990, I'm going to give a little bit of history. Talk about some things and then kind of lead into how we're dealing with the impact of COVID. And then Alexandra's going to get into some of our current initiatives and maybe emphasize a little more strongly some of the things I've mentioned about our new initiatives. So historically, Latino Network started in the summer of 1993. 1993, the top song of the era was I Will Survive by Whitney Houston. The top Latino song, the number one song was Castillo Azul by Ricardo Montaner. Ron Loveridge was elected to his first of 5 terms as mayor of Riverside. Significant stuff, right? Very important stuff. Also noteworthy, that summer, a group of individuals met at my brother's place, which was a little restaurant behind City Hall, behind the alley there. And the original meeting was to discuss the appointment of a new trustee to the Riverside Community College Board of Trustees. We gathered to try to push a certain individual into that seat. You know, with the rapidly increasing Latino population, he would become the second Latino trustee in the history of the college. Well, that appointment effort failed, but something was started. You know, we started something. We had all these people together, so the group decided to continue meeting around the breakfast format and invite other people in the community to join and share issues that are impacting the Latino community in the Riverside area primarily, and also in the greater Riverside area, issues impacting the Latino community. The trio of persons who started that effort were Robert Nava, who's now at Cal State San Bernardino, Rafael de la Cruz, and Ofelia Valdez Yeager. We thank the 3 of them for giving birth to this great group of Latino leaders, which became officially Riverside Latino Network. You know, the meetings were a popular place for newcomers and old timers to come together. We started meeting at my brother's place. We had to move to another restaurant because we started growing. We went to a little restaurant called La Escondidita, which was on the corner of Brockton and University. They had issues, and we had to move to another restaurant on University. It was formerly a Squire's restaurant. That's long gone. Then we decided, then we moved to Zacatecas, the old Zacatecas, before they bought the banquet room, and we outgrew that. So we ended up going to Centro de Niños at their site on Pleasant and Victoria Avenue on the east side. And we would meet in one of the classrooms there. We couldn't order breakfast, but we could have pan dulce and cafe. And important for us was the child care center was there. We were meeting on their location, and it really gave us a real good focus on what we needed to do. We were there for the kids, and we would see the kids, while we were at our meetings. So it really brought to focus the importance of one of the reasons we need to exist as a group was to serve our youth. So when the Centro de Niños moved to the new Nati Fuentes Child Development Center next to Stratton Park, we continued our meetings there and had them there until February, until the pandemic hit. And obviously we went virtual like everybody else. So we were dark from March and April, and we started our virtual meetings in May. And like I said, we had another one this morning. Our past chairs include besides Ofelia Valdez Yeager, Robert Nava, and Rafael de la Cruz, include Monica Delgadillo Flores, Ana Monagas, Alfredo Figueroa, Pete Benavides, Javier Rosales, Patricia Reynolds, Art Alcaraz, Adolfo Saldaña, Juan Lopez, Darlene Elliott, Ninfa Delgado, and Gabriela Plasencia, who is now serving on City Council. And our current president, as you all know, is Araceli Ruiz. So our annual events include the Cesar Chavez Memorial Breakfast, which promotes the legacy of Cesar Chavez. We have our Nuestra Navidad Breakfast, which allows the group to raise funds for community support and showcases the kids of Centro de Niños. We also have our annual mixer in January where we have fun and we install our new officers for the year. We also it started in 2019, a July mixer, which was a success. We had to cancel that for this year. Hopefully we'll be back in the swing and getting back to that again next year. We also have our annual Leadership Institute. We participate in the Hope Conference. Alex is going to cover those things in a little more detail. We were the organization which led the effort for the Cesar Chavez Monument, which was unveiled in June of 2012. That was a 2.5 to 3 year effort where we raised, over $3 million for that effort. And right now, to be honest with you, I get a little worried that with all these, the monument and statues being attacked, that some person is going to bring that up and try to deface. And we've already had over the years people deface, and we've had to replace parts and over the years. So I hope nothing like that happens here. But that was a major effort. As you all know, the monument is on the downtown promenade. It's something we're very proud of, and it's not just for Riverside, it's for the entire Inland Empire community, and frankly, for the entire Southern California community. We're active still with the development of the Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art, Culture, and Industry. We're actively involved in numerous community events, including the Riverside Tamale Festival, Riverside City College's Puente program, the Martin Luther King Walk, UCR Chicano Latino Youth Conference, and numerous others. The focus of Latino Network has always been youth, education, voter registration. Those things are near and dear to us. We partner with other community groups to strengthen efforts of common goals. Today at our meeting, we had representatives from Black Lives Matter who gave a very meaningful and powerful presentation. So we hope to partner with them on future endeavors. Our membership structure is pretty simple. Individual $80, nonprofit $125, corporate $200, which includes for nonprofit and corporate, 3 members, individual and spouse, $120. So if you want to join as a couple, there's a savings. So we enter our 27th year, 1993 to now, we're entering our 27th year with newly elected officers, but they have the same focus as our previous officers have had, providing a place where individuals can come for a cup of coffee, pan dulce, hear a dicho, celebrate events that impact the Latino community, and where someone can voice a concern, where opinions can be expressed, or we can come here, community leaders address programs or lack of programs impacting our community. Um, and hopefully we can lend a voice of hope and support for causes that are important to our youth and community. So, another reason it's important for us to have our meetings where the kids are, Centro de Niños. Obviously, the pandemic has impacted us, but we continue to work on our initiatives, both our own and those that support other groups. After the pandemic hit us in March, we didn't have we were having our live meetings first and third Wednesdays. We went to Zoom meetings, and now we have them the third Wednesday of every month. We have a board meeting next Wednesday, and we'll talk about revisiting and thinking about going back to the first and third Wednesday again, because it's important to keep engaged with the community. We don't want to lose that opportunity, because as things continue with the pandemic, we really need to work with each other and other organizations to keep connected in the strongest way possible. The pandemic forced us to cancel the Cesar Chavez breakfast in March. We have our Nuestra Navidad breakfast coming up in December. That may have a different look. We'll be talking a little bit about that at our board meeting next week. Funding becomes an issue. We have our membership, we have a viable membership, but you can't survive on membership alone. We need additional funding and revenue sources. So we need to look at some of those alternatives to help keep us strong. And we thank goodness for many of the people who sponsored or were going to sponsor our Chavez breakfast in March. Many of those organizations said, keep the money as a donation. That was significant and important that they allowed their donations to stand. But like I said, we really need to look at alternative sources to keep our financial strength viable. So while we've installed a little bit, we continue to work diligently on issues impacting our community and strive to continue to be a viable organization for our community. So that kind of gives you a little bit of some of our history and where we are. And Alex is going to cover some of the current initiatives that we've been involved in and maybe touch upon some of the things we're doing in terms of revenue sources. So that's my part. Alex will cover her part, and then we can open up for Q's and A's.
Thank you, Art, for that. So as Art mentioned, our focus is on the youth. Latino Network, we have 4 development programs that are designed to prepare high school students for a future that will allow for economic and political parity through a college education. Our programs include college preparation, financial empowerment, work to enhance civic education, and the promotion of healthy living. We partner up with Alfred Unified School District, Riverside Unified School District, the City of Riverside, and Hispanas Organized for Political Equality. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about our youth leadership programs. So our Youth Leadership Conference is normally a one-day conference where it brings students together from Riverside and surrounding areas, again, to promote higher education, political equality, and professional development. We provide, tools and strategies to overcome institutional and personal barriers. Professional success of underrepresented students as they transition into institutions of higher education. It's intended usually for young adults ages 16 to 25. Our workshops center on financial literacy and financial aid, resume and cover letter building, time management, study skills, goal setting, career success and personal power, examining decision-making, leadership development, diversity appreciation, equity, civic engagement, advocacy, and being involved locally and federally. Our Leadership Institute also provides a 3-day academy for 35 high school Latino Riverside County students, where participants gain an understanding of the principles used to influence change within their community. They review the concept of ethical leadership and explore the role and obligations of committing to a cause and standing up for what one believes. Our Hope Leadership Program, which was had to be canceled ever since the whole COVID thing started. It was like right the day, I believe that week or a couple days before, we had all of our students ready, and it was very unfortunate that it had to be canceled. But we all want to stay safe. And so our Hope Leadership Program sponsors 35, like I said, high school students from Riverside Unified School District, Alvord Unified School District, and surrounding areas. So it usually takes place at the Millennium Biltmore Hotel, and students, we take the students from the Metrolink to Los Angeles. The students represent the city of Riverside, and they learn a lot about financial literacy, STEM, safe relationships, and college readiness. They learn about networking, etiquette, and professionalism. And it also includes, like, I believe the week before or a few days before they actually go to the conference, we also host like an etiquette class. And it's really cool to see the students engage in that as well. Many of our students become leaders on campus and as well as in their community, and they continue to participate in Latino Network events. So just a little update on, since COVID started, all of our in-person activities, including our events, have been postponed indefinitely due to COVID. We're working day by day remotely, trying to adjust our services to match the time. We do anticipate in starting a virtual youth leadership conference for the fall. More than likely that will be in September. We're pending though all future planning, and we're hoping that it mimics our leadership conference and institute by doing it virtually. Normally we take a limited amount of students, and since we're gonna have it virtually this year, or we're planning on having it virtually, we're hoping to have more students. More information to come very soon on our website and Facebook. As Art mentioned earlier, Nuestra Navidad. So as of right now, we have to save the date for December 9th of this year. That could be subject to change, and it might have to be either virtual or hybrid. We're planning on that, and we'll let you know as soon as we know exactly what's going on with that. But Nuestra Navidad is basically where we enjoy a great breakfast and entertaining live auction, a silent auction, and children from Centro de Niños perform holiday songs while everyone is eating breakfast. This benefits local community programs, scholarships, educational programs, cultural events, and Latino Network leadership programs, which includes the Leadership Institute and the Hope Leadership Conference and biannual leadership conference. So if anyone is interested in being involved in Nuestra Navidad, our Nuestra Navidad committee will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's our first meeting for the year. If anyone is interested in joining, we'd be more than happy to have you join. If anyone wants to help, I can send you the link. I can send you the email for the link for that tomorrow or today, because the meeting is tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I also would like to remind everybody that, Latino Network, we host events throughout the year, and it is our main source of funding. Our fundraisers are our main source of funding. And ever since COVID, I know, everybody, it's hit everyone, including obviously us. And so we appreciate any donations given, any help is also appreciated. Our website, riversideLatinoNetwork.org, and we are under Facebook as Riverside Latino Network. We also started working with nonprofits, including like Club Rotario Sin Fronteras, which is also here in Riverside. We appreciate the alliance that we've held with them in distributing the meals and thermal. We've been able to help at least in that to continue to remain active within our communities and within our county. So if anyone would like to donate, like I said, we have a donation link on our website as well. I just want to remind everybody that any donations are, again, appreciated, and they go towards our Youth Leadership Conference, our Leadership Institute programming, Nuestra Navidad, and, to for us to be able to continue our programming throughout the year. As a reminder, your gift is tax deductible. And so we also have our tax ID available on our website. If anyone has any questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Art and Alexandra. The organization I know does so much for our youth, and we really appreciate that. For the virtual conference, you said that information is going to be online. So if anybody is interested, they could sign up online.
Yeah, so we hope to have that soon. We're actually having a meeting this week, Friday. So I hope as soon as we have all the details on that, we will go ahead and post it on our Facebook and on our website as well. And we'll probably more than likely be sending out emails to everyone as well to let you know so we can get, as many students as possible for our virtual conference.
Perfect. Yeah, we're excited for that, and we're more than happy to put it on our website as well, so that you can outreach to a lot of youth. And one good thing about having everything virtual is that you can extend the numbers. You can get a big or larger number of people attending that. So that's very awesome. So thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much, Art, for everything that you do. Like I said, we're going to put in the information for Latino Network on our website. So if you want to become a member or you're interested in any of the programs that Art or Alexandra spoke about, please make sure to go to their website. And Memo, if you don't mind going to the next slide, I believe we have their information. Perfect. And Alexandra or Art, is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Well, I think in these times, it's important to remain engaged and work with each other as organizations that have some similar, causes. And maybe we can talk about some reciprocal issues in terms of, membership and program participation and things like that. I think it's important for us to talk about and think about those things to keep us engaged for the future.
I completely agree with that. I think that it's really important, and as Latino organizations and just in general, our community organizations, to be inclusive of each other and help each other out, especially in these times where everything is so different. A lot of our signature events have either been canceled or postponed, or it's unknown if we're going to be able to hold them. So we appreciate our partnership with Latino Network and with all of our community members as well. Thank you so much, Art and Alexandra, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And our next panelist, I'm going to bring our co-secretary, Elisa Cortez, to introduce our member spotlight, Jay Barber. Welcome, Jay and Elisa.
Hi. Yeah, so Queenie Nails is a Black-owned nail boutique that takes immense pride in the quality and health of their services. They've been operating in the Wood Streets area of Riverside, California since 2017. And Jay has used her intuitive knack for marketing to build a community on Instagram of nail fans and just continues to level up her own skills and services that are offered at her nail boutique. She's a fan of continuous education, which includes becoming certified by Swarovski as a nail art educator. And she continues to delight customers with her beautiful, long-lasting nail art and has expanded into selling supplies and kits to other nail artists looking to emulate her unique abilities. I'm proud to welcome last year's Business Without Boundaries graduate, Jay Barber.
Hi, everybody. So basically, I own a nail salon in Riverside, like she said. And my number one goal with my salon is to make sure that Black and brown women come into a space that is safe for them. I've been here for almost 3 years now, and I've just really tried to create a community that is inclusive and also very accepting. With a lot of the nail salons just nationwide, Black and brown women, they feel as if your money is being taken, but you're not appreciated and that you're not respected. So that was my number one goal with my business. I'm sorry, I don't really have much to say.
No, and you do a great job. Jay also runs a lot of community events, which I think it's so awesome. Once you have, you have an established space, and that's such an important thing. And even though right now we might not all be able to get together, when we were at the beginning of the year, she had a fantastic vision board class. And it was so great to see all of these female business owners coming together, sharing both in like the personal and their like business aspirations for the year. And yeah, your commitment to diversity shows often. And yeah, do you want to tell us at all about your other sort of the side businesses that have come up since you started, you went from nails and you started kind of expanding into different little areas?
So currently I have a nail supply store. It's called The Hive Nail Supply. It's online, but it's also transitioning into my actual salon space. So right now it sells glitters, nail decals, nail art supplies, sanitation supplies for nail artists. And I'm also an educator with Swarovski. So we're also transitioning into selling Swarovski crystals that are loose that can be used to create intricate nail designs.
Excellent. And I'm going to go ahead right now. I'm going to share your Instagram. Emma, if I can share the screen here. Right here. And I just want to show you guys some of her work. And if you want to talk us through any particular one, just let me know and I'll kind of hover over it.
Okay, so go back up to the top.
Right here.
And then there's one that's right in the middle.
The video here?
Yes, the video. Okay, so the crystals that are on that's all Swarovski. Since I am an educator with Swarovski, we're only allowed to actually use real Swarovski crystals. So that's just an example of some of the crystals that will be available on my site. And it's actually a really big thing for the Riverside area because there isn't anybody who retails actual Swarovski crystals. And it's really just going to create a new environment for the nail world out here because most nail technicians, we drive all the way out to LA or we order online. So that's something that I'm really excited for the community.
Yeah, and I'm excited that you had the opportunity to bring that here for Riverside. And I know the other another big point that you are so continually trying to educate people about healthy nails and the fact that, getting your nails done shouldn't absolutely ruin or damage your nails, and that your nails are very long lasting. I'd gotten nails done a lot when I was younger, and going to Jay was the first time I had gotten my nails done in like 8 years. And those things lasted forever. And I was so excited because I'm like rough on my hands. Like I'll just, I always my mom always laughs at me when she used to get my nails done. I would mess them up before I got out the door. And that is, I feel like, just the quality of the work that you do and the people that are so passionate about going to you for their nails. It just shows that you are both skilled and great at creating a community around you.
Thank you so much. I really do believe that healthy nails are really beautiful nails. And I always try to explain to my clients and to other people who, are just interested in nails that in order for your nails to last long, you have to have an actual healthy foundation, which is why we do pride ourselves in creating and just keeping a sanitary environment as well as promoting health, just physical health, and then nail health as well.
Absolutely. And right now, I know as everything going on, you guys were just barely able to open back up again. In case of any closures, what are other ways that people can continue to support your business? Because I know that you guys do the press-ons too.
So right now, Riverside has actually closed down all nail salons as of yesterday. So we are going to be offering more press-on sets. So if you scroll down a little bit, there's a black set on there. Yep. That right there is an example of a press-on set that we make. Basically, sets can be made in any shape, any length, with any design that you like. There's actually a couple more examples on this page as well.
These ones too. So cute.
Thank you.
And can these all be purchased through your website as well?
So currently they're not on my website because most of them are custom designed. So what you do is you would either send me an email or you would send me a direct message, and then I send out a sizing guide for you, and then you would send me back your measurements, and then I would make you the custom set.
Excellent. Yeah. And, this is a great way to, I know a lot of us are home and maybe don't always wear makeup or are like dressing up for ourselves, just like a way to kind of get back to feeling a little bit normal. And,
Definitely.
I think it's a good self-care option for sure. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing here so we can put up any of your information that they can reach you at. And again, thank you so much for coming on today, and I appreciate and love seeing how hard you work and everything you do for the community around you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And if anyone has any questions, I'll jump on them. But if not, I'll throw it back to you, Carmen.
Thank you so much, Elisa and Jay. I actually look forward to being able to order some nails, and the press-on nails, and then they're custom. That's awesome. I've actually never heard about that. You go to the store and you see the ones that are just your typical ones. But that's really cool that you're able to use like your artwork and actually do them personalized for somebody. So that's very, very cool. And you said that in order for us to order them, we just email you or we go to your website?
Yes. So my email is actually not on the screen that's being displayed, but if you go to my website, email, or down to my website, I'm sorry, and then there's actually a button that you click that'll just take you straight to my email.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jay. And thank you for participating in this Boundaries last year and being one of our graduates.
Thank you. It was really a fun program. I appreciated the opportunity.
Well, thank you, ladies. And so continuing on with our webinar, it's my pleasure to introduce our co-treasurer, and he also owns his own law firm with his wife, Brian Sahagan. Welcome, Brian.
Morning, Carmen. Good morning, everybody. So some legal updates, lots of update on this week. As everybody should know by now, the state has issued, Governor Newsom has issued some more closings of businesses. So for the statewide closings now, bars, pubs, brew pubs, breweries that don't offer food are closed unless they offer food in the same transaction. So in the event that a bar, pub, or brew pub can offer food in the same transaction, it may remain open with outdoor seating. The governor has also issued some orders saying that as long as they partner up with another restaurant business and it's in the same transaction, that the bar or the pub or the brew pub could remain open as well. Wineries are allowed to be open with outdoors. Restaurants are allowed to be open, outdoor only. Family entertainment, movie theaters are allowed to be open, outdoor only. Drive-in theaters, therefore, are also open. Zoos and museums and car rooms are all shut down for indoor activity. They may remain open for outdoor activity. In addition to that, cities that are on the monitoring, or counties that are on the monitoring list for 3 consecutive days, such as Riverside, are closed for indoor operation now of gyms, places of worship, protests, non-essential offices. So we had our initial webinar on essential businesses. Go back and look at that to see if you're an essential business. If you are not an essential business and you're an office, you are not allowed to have indoor operations. Personal care, including nails, massage, tattoos. Salons and barber shops are also closed, and malls are also closed, all again for indoors. So in the event you are able to operate your business outdoors, you are still able to do so. And in that regard, the governor has also said you may use a tent or a canopy or some sort of shade when you're doing an outdoor business, but you can only cover one side to allow adequate airflow. So a good thing to do right now, Riverside has changed its outdoor permit a little bit. Remember, there is a free permit to operate your business. It's not just for restaurants. In the event you can operate your business in public spaces, on sidewalks, things of that nature, you may apply to the city for a permit. It is free of cost to do so and comply with the governor's orders. Once you file your application, it becomes effective immediately, and the city will then notify you in the event that there's some sort of change to that. And that has also now been changed to you can have 100% of your indoor capacity when you make that application. So if you have indoor capacity of 100 people, you may now have up to 100 people outside, assuming you can comply with all of the requirements concerning the permits. Also, the city has issued a list of places that are now closed as well. So libraries, senior centers, park amenities, Riverside Public Utilities Service Centers, and the one-stop shop at City Hall are also all shut down at this point. So hopefully we can all remain safe and we can work toward getting our businesses back to being open again and in full capacity. Pass it back to you.
Thank you, Brian. And I know that we weren't going to speak on PPP, but can you just talk a little bit briefly for our business owners that have received the PPP loan to make sure that they're applying for the forgiveness through their lender?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you receive the PPP on the first, well, more like the second round, you're probably done with it at this point. Remember, you do not get the forgiveness unless you file the application for forgiveness with your lending institution and they agree that it's forgiven. So you need to submit the application along with all of your proof that it was used for PPP forgivable items such as payroll, rent, utilities, and they will presumably issue your forgiveness.
Thank you, Brian. And for those businesses that did not receive the PPP loan, they did extend the deadline to August 18th. So if you have not received funds from the SBA, please make sure that you apply. The EIDL loan is still available online. Make sure you go to the SBA website. The EIDL loan is directly through the SBA versus a PPP that is directly through your lender. Thank you so much, Brian, for your updates. I know that things right now, every day, something changes, something opens, something closes, and we really appreciate your time and efforts in updating us with our legal updates, especially our local legal updates for our business owners.
Absolutely, thank you.
And I think Sal is one of our board members is saying that make sure that you check with your bank or your lender because some of the lenders are putting the forgiveness application directly on the portal. So many that did the PPP loan will know that you had to do it through your individual bank and it was a portal that many created. So check to see if you're ready. If you have any questions about filling out the forgiveness paperwork, please reach out to us. Brian and I have been saying this, but we're going to get to it and we're going to do a tutorial in Spanish. I will do it in Spanish, Brian will do it in English so that we can walk you through. It's actually a little bit more extensive than the original application. So if you know if anybody or you personally need any assistance, please reach out to the chamber so we can assist you with that. And next, I am happy to introduce our Executive Director, Joe Ramos, who is going to be talking about our chamber and partner updates. Welcome, Joe. I think Joe.
I'm sorry, they had me muted there. I'm sorry about that, guys. Good morning, everybody. Like I said, quick thank you to Art and Alexander and Jay for being on here as our guests. We really appreciate your time and the information. A couple of quick updates from our chamber. We want to let our membership know that we do still have our masks available. They are available for curbside pickup at the GRHC office. But it is a box of 50 masks, so it's a good amount that will help you guys. I know a lot of businesses are closed down right now, but just from a protective standpoint, it's very important that we stick to the mask mandate. It's those little things like that that are going to help us get back to getting things reopened, trying to get back to normal. So, please reach out to me. The phone number's on the screen, or also email us at info@grhc.com. And we can set up a time for curbside pickup. Next slide, please. And then also our golf tournament. Thank you so much to everybody who's been spreading the word about this. We've been getting a huge response. I think everybody's excited to get out to support the golf tournament, support these scholarship students. Every dollar that's raised goes directly to our scholarship program. And like I said, we've been getting a really great response. We've got a little bit of a ways to go still, but I know we're going to get there. Things are looking really good, and we have a chance for people to get out there, get out of the house and be outside. Practice that social distancing also, though, make sure that we have the masks and everything available so everybody's safe, but they're able to get out and have a good time out there and support a great cause. Next slide, please. This is a big one. This kind of touches on something that Art and Alexander were talking about a little bit earlier. IEGives.org, the Inland Empire Community Foundation, they're very big right now in implementing the Riverside County Nonprofit Grant Assistance Fund. I know that's a lot there, but these grants range from $2,500 to $10,000, and it is available only to nonprofits. So a lot of these early funding programs, they had a lot of information, a lot of funding out there for business, for-profit businesses, and nonprofits. Didn't have a lot of opportunity in the beginning. This is going to be a big one, and it's open to also to 501c3 and C6 organizations. So Chamber of Commerce organizations such as Latino Network, they do qualify for this grant. Applications are currently open and they're available through July 31st. A couple of points about it. If we can get the next slide, please. The basic qualifications are listed there. Headquarters or office in Riverside County. less than 50 full-time employees. And if you do have volunteers, that is not considered part of the 50 employees. So keep that in mind. An operational budget less than 750,000 for the year, and less than 100,000 in prior assistance through either the PPP, EIDL, or a combination of both. I know sometimes in doing these documents, sometimes it's hard to gather all the information you need. So I wanted to give you a couple of quick updates on the stuff that will need to be uploaded. You will need your tax exemption letter. That'll let them know if you are a 501c3 or 6. You'll also need to upload a current year-to-date operational budget. This doesn't need to be very extravagant. It's just basically, what do you need to keep the lights on, keep the doors open year-to-date? They want to see an estimated cost of that. And also your safe reopening plan through the County of Riverside. It's a short questionnaire talking about what your business is doing to comply with the safety regulations put forth by the county. The link to that is in the application itself, so you don't have to worry about hunting that one down. It will be available for you on there. And then also, if you do have time tomorrow, July 16th at 5 p.m., IE Gives is going to be doing a live webinar on this exact grant program, walking you through the process step by step, letting you know all the documents that you need. I went through it myself the other day. It was very informative, a lot of great information. So, please reach out to them either at their website or also their Facebook page has a lot of current updates also. And with that, that wraps up our updates, Carmen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe. And I think it's important that we talk about these grant programs because, a lot of the nonprofit organizations did not qualify for the PPP loan or the EIDL loan. So this is a great opportunity. And Joe, we have all the links for the grant programs is for Riverside and then areas on our website, correct?
Correct. Yes. Actually, too, if you go to our Facebook page, we try to update any grant information every day as possible. Sometimes on the website, it takes a day or two to implement, but with our Facebook page, we're able to get that information out there immediately. Whether it's an update on an existing grant or a brand new grant, try to check in with us on a regular basis there for current information on funding and also community events, community partners, and regulation from the city, the county, the state to make sure everybody's staying on track and staying safe.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Joe. And so before I pass it off to Sal, Brian, we have a question from Elias, and it's in regards to the enforcement of the mandates. So to the best of your knowledge, what is the Riverside Police or Sheriff's Department doing in regards to enforcing the closure of businesses?
So Carmen, I think I lost my video there, but I don't know exactly what they're doing. As we've discussed in previous webinars, they do have the ability to enforce with penalties and also with criminal prosecution under the Health and Welfare Code. So, in the event a business is, and I saw the same news article today about a gym saying that they just weren't going to comply. In the event a business is not complying, then they do potentially face criminal prosecution.
Right. And in addition to fines and so forth. So make sure that you stay safe, everybody out there. I know it's hard, the closing and the opening of the businesses. I know a lot of small businesses are struggling right now financially, but make sure that you use the resources that are out there, the grants that are out there, the money that is able to help you keep afloat during these hard times, and stay compliant and stay safe. Thank you so much, Brian, for addressing that question. And now I'm going to pass it off to Sal to speak a little bit about our website and how to continue following us on Cafecito Wednesday. Welcome, Sal.
Thank you so much, Carmen. And thank you, everybody, for having attended our Cafecito today. If you don't mind, I have a quick question for Brian. I know you're still on. I've been hearing a lot of people complaining, business owners complaining that their employees are taking advantage of the unemployment, right? They don't want to come back to work because they're making more on unemployment than they are on, going back to work. I mean, it makes it to where employers are having a hard time running their business because, I think it's unethical that they're doing that, right? So are there any repercussions for the individuals that are taking advantage of the unemployment? And what can employers do, if anything, to protect themselves from that situation, to report them? And what would you recommend?
That's a good question, Sal. There's really not much that can be done about it. As long as the employee feels like they're at risk, they can remain on unemployment. So, there isn't a whole lot that an employer can do to force the employee back. I would assume that if the employer was paying when they're receiving unemployment, that they would come back. That might not necessarily be feasible under most circumstances, though.
And Brian, I just wanted
So if they're basically saying, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to add that if it's not because of COVID that they do not want to come back and you offer someone their job back, once you reach out to unemployment, you can tell unemployment that you offered them their job back. It's a viable option. And if it has nothing to do with them fearing COVID or because of someone affected by COVID, it's just not wish to return, then you as an employer can let the unemployment know, hey, they're not returning and we offer the position back.
Correct. The employee on unemployment does have a duty to continue to look for gainful employment. So it would fall under that requirement. I'm sure that most people are wise enough at this point to point their finger at COVID, but the few that aren't could definitely go down that way.
So if they're not pointing the finger at COVID, they can then, the employer can report them to unemployment so that it can force them, to come back. Because I know that you have to be filing a document every 2 weeks, something like that for unemployment.
Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily force them to come back, but they would lose their unemployment. So if they lose their unemployment, they're, going to want to look for their employment back or look in another industry. But yeah.
Got it. Okay, thank you for that clarification. All right, now I'll go into why I'm here. So thank you everybody again for coming to Cafecito Wednesdays. We obviously thank you because of the time that we're in. This is the only way that we can really do outreach to our members and highlight our members and stay connected with our community. So coming back to these Cafecito Wednesday, not only you coming back, but inviting others to join us is a great thing, and supporting businesses and helping them market themselves. Please, visit our website. We have a lot of resources, especially on the COVID-19 pandemic and things that are going on. You're going to find a lot of great resources there. Sponsorship opportunities as well, if you'd like to sponsor, especially for upcoming golf sponsorship, as well as becoming a member or inviting others to become a member. We are a nonprofit and we are here to support our community. So we ask for your support as well as our partner nonprofits like Latino Network that was on today. We want to make sure we support them as well. So we're all in it together, and please make sure you again visit our website, see all the resources that are available to you. There are member directories in there as well that you can take advantage of the businesses that are members to our chamber. So thank you again, and this concludes our Cafecito Wednesday, and please join us next week. We have a great lineup for you guys next week.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Thank you to all our panelists.
Thank you. See y'all later.
Thank you, everyone.